Hello there. In this video, we will go through the 15 most corrupt countries in the world today. Before we dive into the list, it's crucial to understand what corruption really means. In its simplest form, corruption is the misuse of power for personal gain. It's a complex issue that affects public and private sectors in various forms, including bribery, embezzlement, and nepotism. Corruption undermines democracy, hinders economic development, and exacerbates inequality. The following information and insights are taken from the Corruption Perceptions Index, CPI, 2023's latest data provided by Data Pandas. The ranking of which country is how corrupt is mostly based on the Corruption Perceptions Index, CPI, prepared annually by Transparency International. This index evaluates the perceived level of corruption in the public sector of a given country on a scale from 0 as very corrupt to 100 as very clean. Despite its oil wealth, Equatorial Guinea remains marked by stark disparities. Corruption has ensured that the nation's wealth benefits only a small elite, leaving the majority of its citizens in poverty. Libya's post-revolutionary state has struggled with corruption amid its transitional governance. The absence of a unified central authority has allowed corruption to proliferate, affecting the distribution of oil wealth and undermining state-building efforts. Haiti's vulnerability to natural disasters has often been exploited, with corruption permeating aid distribution and reconstruction efforts. The lack of accountability and transparency has hindered the nation's recovery and development. North Korea remains one of the most enigmatic countries globally, where the centralization of power and lack of transparency have nurtured systemic corruption. The regime's secretive nature makes it difficult to gauge the full extent of corruption, but it is believed to be pervasive across all levels of government. Yemen's tragic conflict has facilitated corruption on a massive scale. The chaos of war has allowed corrupt networks to solidify their grip on the economy, diverting resources from the needy and impeding humanitarian efforts. Venezuela's economic collapse has been accompanied by soaring levels of corruption. The confluence of political turmoil, economic mismanagement, and oil dependency has created a breeding ground for corruption, exacerbating the nation's humanitarian crisis. As the world's youngest country, South Sudan faces the monumental task of building its nation's institutions from the ground up. However, pervasive corruption has hindered its ability to establish a stable and prosperous society, affecting every aspect of its governance. Syria's ongoing conflict has created an environment ripe for corruption. The breakdown of law and order, coupled with international sanctions, has led to a surge in corrupt practices, from bribery to embezzlement, further complicating the path to peace and reconstruction. At the helm of the Corruption Perception Index is Somalia, a country battling the dual challenges of political instability and limited governmental control. Somalia's corruption is deeply rooted in its struggle for peace and security. The absence of a strong central government has paved the way for corruption to flourish, severely impacting its developmental prospects. Cambodia's journey from the shadows of the Khmer Rouge to a burgeoning economy is inspirational. However, corruption remains a significant hurdle. It's woven into the fabric of everyday life, from education to healthcare, stifling innovation and equity. Cambodia's struggle against corruption is emblematic of the broader fight for integrity and fairness. Post-apartheid South Africa faces many challenges, with corruption being one of the most pervasive. It affects all levels of society, undermining the nation's democratic foundations and economic potential. The corruption in South Africa is a complex issue, tied to historical inequalities and current political dynamics. In Uganda, corruption is a bitter reality that the populace grapples with daily. It's a barrier to progress, a deterrent to foreign investment, and a blight on the nation's image. The Ugandan government has initiated several anti-corruption campaigns, but the roots run deep, and eradicating this issue is a monumental challenge. Indonesia's archipelago, with its sprawling islands, is entangled in a web of corruption. The country has made strides in combating this menace, but the battle is far from over. Corruption in Indonesia is a labyrinthine problem affecting sectors ranging from forestry to law enforcement, leaving the common man to navigate a corrupt system for basic services. Sri Lanka, once a beacon of hope in South Asia, is now mired in corruption. The island's strategic location has made it a hotspot for corrupt practices, impacting everything from government contracts to the judiciary. Corruption in Sri Lanka is a tale of lost potential, where public resources are diverted and the people's trust is betrayed. Nigeria, Africa's largest economy, is paradoxically known for its vast oil wealth and rampant corruption. The infamous Nigerian prince scams are just the tip of the iceberg. Below the surface, there's a deep-seated culture of corruption that permeates every level of society, from petty bribes at traffic stops to high-level government graft. Here are some countries that are worth mentioning. These countries are as well in the top of the list as the most corrupt countries in the world. Russia, Iran, Colombia, Mexico, Zimbabwe, El Salvador, Myanmar, Belarus, Bangladesh, Lebanon. This list also deserves a video. We will talk about these countries in a future video. It's definitely worth sticking with us then. And there you have it, the rundown on the world's most corrupt countries. It's a topic that's both complex and provocative, shedding light on the global challenges of fighting corruption. But now, we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below, sharing your thoughts or any experiences you have with corruption in these or other countries. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated with our latest content, where we continue to explore important global issues and their impact on our lives. And if you found this video enlightening, check out our other videos for more insights into how the world works. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.